Everyone's tried a plank before, right? Even my grandma's done them. But when's the last time you actually thought about how you're planking? The plank is a skill, and we need to treat it that way. Today, we're gonna talk about how you can get the most out of your planking to get the strongest core and shoulders that you can. So, the key to understanding the plank is understanding that the point of the plank is to resist your body's natural tendency to give into gravity. Sounds complicated, but it's actually pretty simple. Let me explain. Let's talk about the spine first, because I think that's the first issue that I see with most people planking. So, your natural tendency when we go into this plank shape, which we're obviously gonna lock the elbows and we're obviously going to lock the knees, okay? The first tendency we'll see is to go all saggy belly or Instagram booty, right? And so what that is your spine and all the muscles around your spine saying, I don't really wanna work that hard. And so they shut off, and then you end up either relying on passive muscle tension up front or even some of the bones coming together in the back. Not really something we wanna practice regularly. So what we're gonna do is actually try to resist your natural inclination of passivity, and we're gonna go the other way. So we call this posterior pelvic tilt and a little bit of lumbar and maybe thoracic flexion. All that means is round your back a little bit and squeeze your butt. Cool? And when you do that, you'll definitely feel a lot more happening in the core, and you'll feel your butt tense up to help give you some support on the backside. That's number one mistake. Number two, hold up. Guess what? We're working on planks as well as other exercises for the cores, shoulders, and a bunch of other stuff this month in Upright Live. Go ahead, check out the links in the description box. They're probably all over the place. Check it out. Get back to planking. One mistake. Number two, the shoulders. Giving into resistance at the shoulders is this. From the side and the back. Boom. What that is your shoulder blades going into elevation and retraction, because when we load this way, that's where they're gonna wanna go. They're gonna wanna sink. If you take all the muscle energy out of there, you're gonna go slack towards the back. We're gonna resist that by pressing forward and down with your shoulder blades. So notice when I go into my plank, you should see that the shoulder blades come flush on the rib cage, and they should even look like they're out floating around towards the armpits, okay? Now, the other piece of this is the actual shoulder joint. In the shoulder joint, when you go slack, you're probably gonna see the elbow turn in like that. That's internal rotation. Naturally, we wanna move against that. We're gonna try to rotate out so that the elbow pit faces forward. Now, what that looks like is this. Boom. See how my elbow pits are now facing forward? That's what we want. That's external rotation of the shoulder. So that's giving you this winding effect that really creates a lot of stability inside the shoulder. And the last piece, it's another part of the spine. We're gonna talk about the upper back. So naturally, once we do those two things, a lot of times then it might look like this. We're going into this like hook-like position. It's not wrong, but I think you would get a lot more out of your plank if you were to just make this small correction where I tucked my pelvis, I pushed my shoulder blades apart, and now I'm just gonna try to pull my nose as far away from my hands as I can. And now my spine is nice and straight. I'm resisting all the different forces, and I'm gonna get the most out of my plank. And if you do planks like this, you gotta know that you're actually gonna shorten the amount of time you're gonna do planks. We're not going for the 2, 5, 10-minute plank. We're going for the most effective plank that you can do in 30 seconds. If that's easy for you, let's talk about extra credit. Extra credit is starting to lean forward past your hands just a bit, okay? So all this is taking those forces and we're gonna exaggerate them a little bit by leaning forward. If planks are feeling really easy for you, give that a try. You can actually just go as far as you want until it turns into what we call a planche, where your feet actually end up just coming off the ground. If you're doing that, then you probably don't need to be doing planks. All right, that's it. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time. As always, pain sucks, life should.
Every time